Hey Lovies, welcome to my channel, Craft Away with May. I'm May. Welcome to my Odinous Lovies. I'm so glad to have you all here with me today. As the thumbnail show, we are going to be using the Dollar Tree pot holders, and I do have 8 crafts or DIYs for you, or little hacks if you will, because we're going to be using them for other purposes than what they are intended for. So as you see right here, we're jumping into number 1, and I'm just taking this checker print trim that I picked up from Hobby Lobby, and I'm putting that around the top of this pot holder here. Okay, so I'm probably going to say pot holder like 50 million times throughout this video, so just be warned, okay? So what I had in mind here was I wanted to do a play on a mason jar, like a jam jar, if you will. And so that's where the trim comes in. I'm just going to tack it down with some hot glue, guys. Now, I would definitely recommend using some type of fabric glue here or some type of super strong adhesive, just to make sure that that glue does not separate from the fabric, okay? But for the video purposes or sake of the video, I just went in with hot glue. You will see me use a little bit of Aleene's here and there, but for the most part I did use hot glue. And for the record, I haven't had much issues where the hot glue doesn't work. Excuse me. I have to sneeze. I don't know where that came from. Sorry about that. Okay, I haven't had much issues with the hot glue not working for me. So right there, you see I added in some jute twine. Now I'm going to take one of my jute bows here, right there, and I just tied that super simple bow. Nothing extravagant about it at all. And I'm just going to put that right at the top of that pot holder. Okay, so I really thought this was already looking cute. You could totally leave this just as is, just for that decorative element, you know, and it could be any color, guys. Like, you can really do any color of these. I just went with red because, you know, I thought about strawberry jam. And so right here from my Cricut Joy, I printed out the words "less jam." Okay. Now, I wanted to do the lettering in white, but my vinyl was out in the garage and I was doing this late at night, and because I'm a chicken little, I was not going out there by myself at night in the middle of the night. So I just love it out there, but black works fine. Right here I have these little miniature jam jars. Now these come in the dollhouse miniatures that you can find at Hobby Lobby, and I absolutely love these, and that was the motivation for this piece. Like I said, I'm going to use some Aleene's glue on this particular piece because I am going to be adding little different embellishments on some of these, so I definitely wanted those to really stick to the fabric. So that's going to be literally it for this piece. I thought this was super cute. Again, just something to layer out on a table or a little stand or something you may have in your kitchen. I thought would be really cute. So yeah, I thought that was it. So now we're going to go into number 2. All right, so now we have the mitten style pot holder from Dollar Tree, and it says what does it say, y'all? Let's start. Oh wait, I can't see. I don't know. Every day start. I don't know. Start every day. Start every day. Fresh start every day. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, right out the gate, y'all. Right out the gate, I just start cutting up. I don't know. That's gonna bother me. I think it says start every. Okay. Every day is a fresh start. That's it. Every day is a fresh start. Woo! So right here I have these lemon and lime slices in my stash, right? So I was doing a play on the yellow and green. Let's get back on track here, guys, because these are going to move kind of fast. So I just decided to put a few slices up there in the opening, and I'm, again, hot glue, guys. This is all going to be self-explanatory. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I hope you guys don't get too crazy. Try not to fast forward through, guys. Check it out. See what I got for y'all. Okay. All right. So then right here, I'm taking one of my Kathy Jo bows that she had sent me in my stash, and The ribbon here matched perfectly to that mitten. And I'm just going to take some more hot glue, shocker, right? And I'm just going to tack it right there. And I thought this was super cute. I really like the black and white stripes here because at first when I was looking at it, I was like, maybe I should take that off and just do the lemon ribbon. But then I was like, you know what? It breaks it up. It gives it some, dimension, I guess, there. So I really like that. And then I took one of the lime slices and put it right in the middle. And there you have it. So now we're going to move on to no, we're not. What am I doing? Fiddling and faddling. Oh, what I decided here, because I was like, okay, on this particular one, I don't know why I thought maybe I could hang this one on a wall or something like that, but that was the option I have. So for me though, and I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys now, I did several different styles of these colors, things like that would not particularly fit into my kitchen. So I don't know if maybe I'll give some of these away, but you guys have to keep in mind that these were made for the video. So, you may have to do some finagling to them, but yeah, so I don't know. I have to think about that. We can talk about it in the comments if maybe we should do a giveaway for those. I could just pick random people. Who knows? I don't know. We'll talk about that in the comments. All right, so here we are with number, I don't know. I think number 4. No, right? 3. We're on number 3. Okay. So then we're taking one of these black pot holders. And this one, guys, it's going to be a recipe holder. Now, what you see I'm doing right here, I wanted to do a play on an apron. And I'm taking some more of that checker print trim from Hobby Lobby, of course, in black and white this time. And then I had one of my little cute gingham bows there. I think, that was a Kathy Jo bow as well. From my Cricut Joy, I print out the word recipe. Did I put recipes or recipe? I hope I put recipes. All right. So then I'm going to take some more little dollhouse miniature, which had a cutting board, a whisk, and a little miniature rolling pin, which I thought was so darling. And guys, these range from like 99 cents to like $3.99. Some of them a bit more pricey, but I don't think I picked up one that was over like $3.99. And this particular one I think was $1.49. And I just love it because I'm like, it has all these little pieces in there, and it makes for good use for projects such as this, or even if you're doing like some type of dioramas. I think they're really cute for that purpose. So all I'm doing here is just adhering that whisk to the little miniature cutting board there. And the reason I did that is because at first I was going to put it on the fabric, but with the mitten being black, I didn't feel like it showed up very much, so I ended up putting it on the cutting board. But it's so cool. Like, I thought this was so cute because this is the one that has the little slat in the front, where you put your hand or whatever in there. And I was like, okay, this would make soup. This would be really cute. A really cute recipe holder. So what I decided to do right here is take 2 of my Velcro dots, and I'm just going to put that on the inside. So if you choose to fold your recipe up, you can just tuck it down in there and make sure it's secure so it doesn't fall out. Now, we want to keep in mind, like, this is not going to hold a ton of recipes. So if you're all about the recipes, like recipes, I suggest getting a recipe box. Now, this is just like some quick things for like biscuits, muffins, things like that. I think this would be awesome for that, or just a special gift. Even if you wanted to give, for your kids or something, and you wanted to give each one of them like a special recipe from you, I think that would be awesome. So right here, we're moving on to the next one, which I don't know which number it is. It would help probably if I put the number up in the corner. That would be the right thing to do, May, when you're editing. But did I do that? I didn't. So we're somewhere in the middle of all of this, okay? So right here, I have these laser cutout or wood cutout letterings that says handpicked. I did get those from Walmart in a pack of 3, I think, but it was different ones. So what I did there, as you can see, is I painted in black, and then I did an outline in white because I felt like you couldn't really see the wording just with the black paint alone. So then right here, I took some of this green jute twine I had in my stash. I made a braid out of it. It was just a simple braid. If you don't know how to braid, you can definitely do a twist here, or you could just go around the perimeter several times to get the thickness of this one. Okay, so again, I just want to put this out there, guys, that these are just some cute little hacks that you can do to your pot holders for decorative purposes. You know, they're not functional pot holder hacks, but I do think they're pretty creative just the same. So right here, I'm taking the green jute twine, I put it around this pot holder, and then I went in with some of these leaves I had left over from a pick that I had. Which pick? I don't know, but it was in my stash because we never throw anything away. We got issues, okay? Crafting issues. We're crafting hoarders. Anyway, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. All right, so right here, I'm taking some of my buttons. As you can see, I put a green one right in the middle. I was just trying to blend that in. I didn't really want anything to stand out at that top part. And then I'm going to take some of the smaller black buttons, and I'm just going to put it in for each of those little diamond shapes or square shapes there that's on the mitten. And we're going for a watermelon, y'all. Yes, a watermelon. I haven't done any watermelon DIYs this season. So Christmas. I'm already thinking about Christmas. Summer is upon us, so I think I might need to do some watermelon DIYs. I gotta think about that. There you have it, right? So then right here, I wanted to put the hand picked on here, but of course it was too long. Now I definitely could have left it long. You know, I don't mind those kind of that mix match kind of shapes and stuff like that, where something's bigger than the actual project. I kind of like that. My eyes tend to like that, but in this case I did want it to fit on there, so I cut it down, and I'm just gonna put it off to the corner there. And I really like this. Like, I think it's super simple. It's just kind of like whimsical, I guess, if you will. But again, super cute to have out somewhere. All right, so next up, we're going to have the mitten style of Every Day is a Fresh Start. And right here, Kathy Jo had sent me this grapevine lemon wreath, door hanging wreath. I'm assuming she made, or I'm not sure, but she sent it to me. And I loved it. I thought it was absolutely adorable. And I had it sitting in my stash, not sure where I was going to put it. So right here, I was like, oh, this would be cute, and a cute addition to this, to hang this at the bottom of this wreath form. So I'm just going to literally, guys, when I say literally add a zip tie. And that's it. Now, this would be super cute to hang over a pantry if you have a door to your pantry. I think this would be super cute right there, especially if you store your, you know, like certain fruits or vegetables and things in there. I really think this would be super cute there. Even if you don't, I kind of, you know, that's where my thought process is, because my kitchen does have green. It's a vibe. I'm going for green, and right now it does have a little bit of yellow in there that I'm not crazy about. Again, another story, another day. But hopefully we'll be changing the color in there. So, but anyway, I will be keeping the green, hints of green in the kitchen. So this may very well work in there, and if not, I'll find something to do with it or give it away. But yeah, I really like this. So what I did was, she had a piece of ribbon that was hanging from there. I decided to kind of loop it around in the awareness ribbon style, so it could be a hanger for this piece. And that is it. That's all. All right, we're moving along. All right, so next we have another mitten style. I was gonna say mitten style pot holder. This one has daisies on, sunflowers, not daisies, on it, and it was the only one I could find. And so what I'm doing right here is I stuffed it with one of the plastic grocery bags, and then I'm just going in with some pieces of pool noodle, and we're going to just use that as floral foam in this instance. So right here, I had to cut it down because the thumb was not as puffy as I wanted it. Now this one did not come out how I envisioned it. So it was probably my least favorite of today. And again, guys, it wasn't horrible. When we say that, we're not saying that our projects are like boo hoo ooh ooh. Well, sometimes they are boo hoo ooh ooh, but this was not the case. It just was not meeting my expectations. But because I had committed to it, I was like, I'm just going to ride it through. And, we're going to take whatever we get, because at the end of the day, it's all about trial and error, right? So I had this daisy pick, not daisy, I keep wanting to say daisies, sunflower pick that I picked up from Michael's. It had white and yellow sunflowers on it. And at first I was going to use both. But I was like, you know what? No, we're going to stick to the yellow and green here. So once I got everything stuffed down in there, I just start putting the flowers into the pool noodle to secure them in place. Now you can definitely add some glue in there, which I do end up adding glue to the back. Then I take a piece of jute twine and tie it around where the wrists would be. And this was kind of more of a play towards a gardener, a person who's all about being out there in the garden, that kind of farm to table thought process. I don't know, guys. It was a lot going on in this, but it just kind of started looking like a spooky hand to me. But yeah, so I took on little miniature cutting boards that I had in my stash and some of these miniature sunflowers that I had, because I felt like the front was missing something. So I decided to do that and just put them across the front of the little miniature cutting board. And I'm just going to tuck that right under where I put that jute twine. Now, this is super simple and cute. Probably could have added some wording to it to make it pop a little bit, like hello sunshine, something like that, I think, as I look at it while I'm doing this voiceover. But at the end of the day, it wasn't horrible, but it's just an idea. So take it, use it, and let it fit to whatever your thought or version of it would be. Because that's all I got for y'all. All right, so here we are with our next project. Now, I do believe this is project number 7, if I'm not mistaken. So right here, we have 2 more of the Dollar Tree pot holders, another version of the lemon one. So they had 2 versions of this, so I wanted both because I guess lemon decor is playing out. I don't know, I'm so behind the times. I hear farmhouse is playing out, which I really love farmhouse. Not that rustic farmhouse, but I do like farmhouse style, and I guess lemons are a thing of the past. I don't know, gosh. I don't know, because I like lemons too. But anyway, so I'm just going to take these 2 pot holders and I'm going to just glue them together, leaving a little pocket. Now, this one can be a functional project here. You can, once you put it together, I would definitely recommend sewing it, because of any heat that may hit it, wouldn't melt that glue. So I would definitely recommend sewing if you can do that. But this is going to be another recipe holder for me. Okay, so because you can definitely slide your hand in there and use it to remove any pots or hot pans or anything like that. So just like the others, I took my Cricut joy, spelled out the word recipes, and I put that just right in the middle. That's it. Super simple, super cute, not complicated at all. Then I had another lemon ribbon in my stash. That it was another Kathy Jo bow. Put that right on the top. Now, right here, I have these little miniature embellishments that I've had for OMG, I don't know, probably 3 years now. And I had some little slices of lemons in there. So I decided to take the lemons and put one on each corner. And I know you probably can't see it all that well. You guys probably can't. I've noticed when I'm doing my voiceover, things appear to, they're like further out for me. And plus I can't see. So it's just a bad combination all the way around. But then when I go back and look at it in full screen, they are a lot more visible. So you may or may not be able to see the little lemon slices. But I add those to the 4 corners, and then I put one right in the middle of the bow that's there. And then I'm just going to go in and add in another one of my Velcro dots to help keep that closed if you choose to do so. Now, what you also can do with this to make it functional is you can put some lightweight utensils in here. So just say, you know, because I know in my house, like, I don't always like doing the dishes. So sometimes it's some paper plates, some paper bowls, and some plastic spoons, forks, and knives coming out the drawer. So if you wanted to hang this up and put like maybe some plastic utensils in there, I think that would be super cute as well. But in this case, I just put the word recipes, which I still think recipes could be on there if you put the plastic utensils in there. But that's just me rambling, okay? So anyway, the Velcro dots are self-adhesive, so I just stick them in there, pat them together, and there we go. Now, guys, we are back with our 13th terracotta teacup, guys. And I bet you guys are wondering, May, how are you going to use a pot holder with your terracotta teapot? Oh my goodness. I was way too excited about this one, guys. I was way too excited about this one, but we got her done, okay? So as you can see, I took the terracotta pot and I painted in black and white. I took the handle, black, and then I painted that in black, and the base is going to be in black as well. So I had a couple of my subscribers. I love the ideas, by the way, guys. Thank you so much. Keep them coming. I mean, when I respond to you guys, I usually let you know either if it's already in the works, if you suggest something, or if I need to think it out. And this was one I needed to think through. So a couple of my subscribers asked me to do either a puppy or a kitten theme teacup. And this is what I came up for, a puppy one, guys. This is so adorable, okay? This is truly for the puppy lovers, okay? So right there from my Cricut Joy, I printed out the little dog bone that says puppy love, right? And I was like, this is so cute. This would be cute for Valentine's Day even, to give your puppy. I'm serious. This is so darn adorable. Okay. So I'm just going to glue it together with using my hot glue. And what I did do, I know you can't really tell on screen, but I did push the cup back a little ways, okay? And I had to do that because of the style of embellishments I'm going to be using on this one. I needed more of a base surface for it. So next I'm taking one of the Christmas do-it-yourself snow globes, and I think those came from Dollar Tree. I think they were in my stash. So then I have another set of these dollhouse miniatures with the doghouse in the little, I think that's a Scotty, I'm not sure. And then they also had some other little dogs in another little pack. And I think these two were the ones I paid the most for. I think they were both $3.99. I think one was $3.99 and one was $3.49. But anyway, so right there, the house was a little too plain, and I wanted it to tie into the black and white theme I had going here. So I painted the roof black using some FolkArt black paint. And then I decided to be really bold and try to spell out the word home using a paintbrush. Now, it wasn't horrible. It looked very charming, as if a child had did it with not so great handwriting. Okay. But I went ahead and I braved the storm and I just spelled it out. It was off center, but again, it came out cute. I did have to do some tweaking to it because that H went left, way left. But I fixed it up. So then I'm taking the little puppy and I'm just going to put him inside of, or her, inside the doghouse, just where they're coming out a little bit, because to get this up in that snow globe, it was really snug. So I didn't want to bump it and have it break off. But we got it in there. And so once I get it in there, I couldn't put a whole lot of embellishments on the inside of this because, again, the doghouse takes up a lot of room. But I did want to add something here. So what I decided to do was I did add in some little greenery picks to kind of make it look like trees or bushes on the side of there. And you guys will see it in the final reveal. Now, it was no rhyme or reason to it. I just put them on there, and I'm not sure if I show it or not, but what I did right here was I did glue it to the little plug-in part that goes in there that keeps the snow globe water from running out. And that's where I was looking at. It's like, it looks so empty in there. It needs some type of life in it. So this is where I take a piece of a greenery pick and I just cut it up into little pieces, and all I do is pull it down. Like, it didn't need to come all the way out. it's really hard for me to explain this part. But once I cut it down, I just unplugged it, I guess, kind of to say. And then I put a little hot glue on the bottom of the greenery, and I just stuffed it up in there, like just stuck it on the side, and then just was very gently pushing it under. I know, I'm horrible at explaining this stuff, but I just appreciate you guys coming back to listen to this nonsense that I spewed every video. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But as you can see, I'm just putting it on either side there. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I probably was fighting with some glue webs there, all the shadow movement. That's probably what was going on. I'm not sure. But I do that on the other side, and it was a success. It survived. Good job, everybody. All right, so then we just plug it back up nice and gently. I give it a little push down to snap it back in place. And once I do that, I'm like, oh, look how cute it is. Isn't that adorable? Oh my goodness. I don't even have a puppy, and I was like, this is just so cute. I would totally keep this. Like, you know, I think the options are endless depending on what type of dog you had. Like I said, they had several other ones you can put in there. Super cute. So then I decided that little bottom opening, I put some fairy lights under there just to give it a nice little glow. Then I had one of these wood ornaments in my stash that I cut down just to fit in the base to help lift it up so you can really see down in there. So next, I'm just going to take 3 of the other puppies, and I'm just going to put them around the base of our terracotta teacup, guys. I am just loving this series. I know I say it every video, but you guys don't even know, like when I sit down and I think about which one I'm going to do next or how I'm going to execute the next one, like the beginning process is so like thin, I guess is the best word to say, because I don't really know what components I'm going to add to it. You know, if I have a theme, it does help, but sometimes I just kind of don't even know what I'm going to go with next. And for this one, even though I had the puppy idea, I was like, what can I really do to kind of bring it to life? What is that little extra oomph I can get it? So when I started thinking about the pod holders, like literally the night I was getting ready to film this, I had those black pot holders left over because I was like, what am I going to do with these? What else can I do with these? And I had put them to the side. Like I couldn't come up with anything. And then when I got to this, I was like, oh my goodness, I know what I'm gonna do, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. Now, the execution of it was not perfect because I had no idea what I was doing, but here we go. So I'm taking this piece of cardboard right here, and I'm gonna draw out like a teardrop shape. So I had the thought that, you know, since there was 2 pot holders, I could try to make some puppy dog ears. You heard me right. Yes, I went for it. I went for the voice in my head that said, May, you can do it. And I did. I tried it. I did. And as we always know, when there's nobody here to stop me, I just go ahead and go. So I did a rough draft. I'm not a drawer or whatever. So this is what I got close to. And I was like, it'll work. And so I'm trying to figure out how I want to shape it because because the batting on the inside of these was an issue. I knew that was going to be an issue. So I'm like, all right, well, we'll use the handle parts of this to our advantage. So I'm just going to cut it out going that way. Because at first I was like, I need to preserve as much of the mitten as I can. But I'm like, when are you ever going to do something like this again? Probably never. Okay, so I was like, up the middle we go. Okay. So then right here, I was going to take some black droop rope that I had, but it wasn't covering the white parts of that mitten. So I decided to paint them, which was not the smartest idea, but it was the quickest fix for me. All right. So if by some chance you decide to create this, I would have no understanding as to why you would want to, but if you do, you would probably have to figure out another route to go. Maybe sew them together. As I think about it now, maybe sewing them together was probably the better what probably would have been the better workaround, but I had no idea this is where I was landing, guys. I had no idea this is where I was ending up, okay? So I was just flying by the seat of my pants. So then once I get it all painted, I go in with that black rope, decorative rope or jute rope or whatever you want to call it, and I outline the ears. Now, again, by no means are they perfect, but it got the job done. And definitely using hot glue was a horrible idea, but again, it served its purpose. It was a lot of spillage or seepage of the hot glue. It was not pretty by any means, but I was happy with the end result. For me trying this and never to have tried it before, I was pretty happy with myself, okay? Yes. So they're not cut perfectly. It's a whole lot of stuff going on there. But anyway, I take the two hooks and I just lap them on top of each other and hot glue them together. So this is going to make the floppy dog ears, right? I thought this was so cute, guys. This is so adorable to me. Like and because I'm just using hot glue, I could definitely go back and fix this. Now, the other thing I thought I could have used was some felt over it. And this is all happening after the fact. So we're just going to flop the ears on there. Then we're going to take another one of my Kathy Jo bows, and this is going to camouflage the front of this. Now, I was going to leave it as is, but because it was just so jagged, the cuts were so jagged, and it just was not looking pretty. It wasn't pleasing to the eye, and it took away from the beauty of the project. I was like, I had to add the bow there. So this is where you guys know, May and More, okay? The May and More store. That's what was happening here. Then to cover up the top, I had this medium-sized wood bead that I paint in the color white, and you guys are going to see it all come together right now in the final reveal. And I have to say, guys, even though the ears did not come out perfect, I think this is so stinking cute, guys. I have the little puppies there around the bottom, the one who looks like he's trying to climb up. I just love this. I think this is so cute because I had no idea how I would bring a puppy or a kitten terracotta teacup together. I mean, zero idea. But look how cute he looks in his little dog house. How adorable is that, guys? And here we are with the various mitten decor. Or pot holder decor that we came up with. Guys, you have to let me know if you had a favorite. And if you are still here riding with me, thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, and commenting, because you guys know how I feel about those comments. I love to chat with you guys after each and every video. So please keep them coming. And again, let me know if you had a favorite of today. Okay, lovies, these are all the terracotta teacups from the entire series. You have to let me know which one stands out to you. Which one do you love, or which one don't you love? I want to hear it all, like all of it. So just share with me, because I can't believe we made it to 13. So we probably are going to stop at 15. I just have to say 15. We will keep going for other seasons, but I think 15 might be our max. But we shall see. Who knows? The Lord has the final say. So we will definitely see what is up next. Okay? So I'm just enjoying it. Like, I can't even believe, like, I came up with 13 of these. Like, it just shocks me every day. Every time I put up a video. Hugs and kisses, lovies. XOXO. Bye.